Hey guys, so it's week 2 of the Unifier launch. It's been 1 week since we got back from DC last Wednesday, and I'm happy to say that we're on our way to our first client meeting. It's a fairly big client, and we're very excited. Right now, it's just about brainstorming and doing some first impressions, trying to see if there's a synergy between them and us as far as what our services, what we offer, and take it from there. So it's a beautiful day, and we're hoping for the best. But it's pretty exciting times. And for the past week or so, the hustle has been definitely real. Every day, it's just sending out emails, reaching out to various contacts, and see if there's possible business or synergies that we could do with them. And let me tell you, the work is really hard. Kevin O'Leary was right when he had said that you need to have fear instilled in you as you start a journey into entrepreneurship. The lesson to be learned is you just got to keep plugging away and keep grinding it out, and just keep your head up and be passionate about what you do. So, like I said, we're very excited. It's going to be a big day for us, and we'll see what happens. Hey guys, so we're back from that meeting, and it went very, very well. It was very informative, a lot of Q&A, mainly asking the right questions and getting to hear back the feedback, or letting the client talk about certain pain points and about what doesn't work and what works in their industry. So it was very fruitful. I think there's a lot of takeaway that I was able to get from the meeting, a lot of insight that will be very helpful for us in the future, and I think some opportunities might sprout from this meeting. So it was great. It's a great way to end the week, and like I said, it's only been week 2 of the Unifier launch, but things are promising. Right now it's just a matter of getting more clients and setting up more meetings, but that's part of the grind, like I mentioned earlier. It's just getting out there and trying to see where there might be a good fit from other businesses and other agencies that might need some of our services. So I also just want to give a little bit of some perspective on the first week of the launch of starting a company. So mainly my background is more from a technological and engineering standpoint. I deal a lot in my career with marketing and business, but the upfront, the day-to-day sales and day-to-day business aspect of running a company was not something that I'm fairly accustomed to. So this past week, my involvement in my work that I was doing was mainly around sending out emails, sending out notes to various contacts. Some people that I've known within my career that could possibly use our services or our business, and some mild acquaintances, maybe from LinkedIn, from some other social networks. And it was quite discouraging to see that I didn't get the response rate that I was expecting. In fact, one out of, I'll say 100 emails that I sent out, I got a response. So for me personally, it was pretty disheartening, and it's interesting because I had this chat with Jeff, and he found it, quite comical in a good way that I felt that way, because him in his career, being that he's mainly dealt in the business and in the sales world, that's common, right? So he's numb to it. And that I'm going through something very similar to it puts things in perspective from my point of view. And that, I've always had this vision, always had this thought that if you build something, you put something good out there, that people will just flock to it, right? Probably a good 3 years ago, I had built an application and ran a startup with another friend of mine. Spent 9 months, putting in 6-hour days after my day job, barely getting any sleep, putting in a lot of effort into it, and thinking that, wow, once this goes live, people are going to download it, It's gonna skyrocket to #1 on the iTunes charts, and I'm gonna be a millionaire, right? Because that's how awesome it is. After 9 months of building this application and putting it out there, the traffic was so low and very discouraging in effect, right? And also, part of what I had to do was I had to go out there and market the app, go to various investors and various venture capitalists and see if they wanted to invest in it. And again, the response rate was just very low. Now, it was a different time in my career. I was, a little bit younger. Also, that was the time when apps were booming, so there was a lot of competition out there. But also, I was running this on the side, so I didn't have the full-time energy or the full-time effort to put all my energy into it. However, the point that I'm trying to make here is the fact that that expectation of people just flocking to your product or to your business once you've built it because you think it's the most amazing and most awesome idea out there. But the reality is, the startup reality is that if you build it, they may or may not come, right? And it's still up to you to go out there and market and to spread the word and to put out the word that you're doing something awesome, get eyes on it. It's funny because the thing that I always envisioned in my mind was someone like Jay-Z, for instance, who started out selling CDs out of the back of his car. But that's exactly what it is, right? You go from street to street, from group to group, just taking your CDs and selling to whoever wants to listen to it and buy it. And at some point, if the product is good, if your services are good, if your quality is good, people will start to notice, and that's how the growth starts and hopefully continue. So it's interesting. So for me, it's a learning process, and I'm slowly, but also I'm adjusting very fast actually to the notion that out of a million emails, you might get a 1 or 2% response rate. And maybe out of that 2%, you might get one that says, hey, let's come in for a meeting. So, you have to be persistent. You have to continue to make sure that you put yourself out there. You continue to network. You continue to spread the good word. Most importantly, if there's any advice I can give you as an entrepreneur, is to be very passionate about what you do. To be passionate about the work you're doing or the product you're building, or the services that you're offering, right? If people can see that passion in your eyes or that passion from your heart, they might just buy into that alone, not even hearing what your product is or what your services are. At the end of the day, if you don't believe in your project or your business, then why would somebody else, right? So guys, don't forget about that passion. Remember that the reason why you got into entrepreneurship in the first place is because you had a passion, you had a vision, that ambition of dreaming bigger and better, reaching for the stars, reaching for the clouds. So, that's the most critical thing that as a young entrepreneur, you're gonna have to have. It's just that passion. Let it ooze out of you. Let people see your passion, and that alone will get you, maybe a look. That alone might get you a meeting. So, guys, remember. Keep the passion strong.